Another episode, another episode of my show, the Divine Mind podcast. Saying it almost kind of sounds like I'm saying it. It almost sounds like one word, saying it all together. But welcome back to another episode of what I always call the big comfy couch. People jokingly will say like you need to go to therapy, but they'll refer to it, or people will jokingly say like, oh, you need to go sit on the big comfy couch. So episode 12. Episode 12. Okay. Episode 12. I'm just taking that in. Yeah. And I got dogs barking in the background, so trying to tune them out. But welcome back to another episode of my show. I'm appreciative. As I always say, I'm grateful for you. You back there, you in the corner, and you peeking in through the blinders. I'm grateful to have y'all. I'm grateful to be in my duffel. I'm grateful to be in my Jordan t-shirt and in my baggy Fashion Nova jeans, pants, and just being. I'm happy. I feel like, not I feel like, I know it's going to be a phenomenal year. Phenom. Phenom. It's going to be a fire year. And I believe that this year is one of the ones that I think is crucial. And it's the year I feel like it's going to set a lot of it's going you're gonna have to get some stuff set in stone. And I think it's gonna be the year that I don't know, I think it's gonna be a good year. It's really gonna be what you make it. Um so yeah, but I know my year gonna be it's gonna be whatever God got planned for me. So episode 12. Thank y'all for following along. Simply Prices on Instagram. All the things. I gotta Simply Prices on Instagram, the Divine My Pod. YouTube, ain't no Twitter, the Divine Mind Pod on Facebook. I'm gonna put the little things down. If I remember, I'm gonna put the little words so y'all can see them at the bottom. But y'all know who I am. Y'all know why we here. So the episode of therapy, and I was trying to figure out in preparing my subject for today. I was trying to figure out what it was that I really felt like was important to talk about, because as I'm doing this, I'm starting to recognize it's not about what y'all think. It ain't about what y'all think. It ain't even necessarily about what y'all might think. It's more, what am I feeling? What might be the general consensus? Like what I'm feeling. I feel like the things that I feel, the stuff that I say, the real ones feel it. Yeah, it resonates. And the feedback that I'm getting so far, I know. I know that I know I'm doing something right. And then figuring out what it was I wanted to talk about. I want to start with, of course, you need to be journaling, heavy getting it off, heavy getting it off on paper, pen, pencil, but really a pen, so you can write it in ink. But I'm gonna start with this because I don't think I ever really just start with this journaling. I keep them on me. I can't tell y'all how many journals I actually have, but I keep them very close by, depending on what it is that I need to put into what. So get y'all journals, get y'all notes. Anytime you pull up to sit on my couch, sorry, sit, whatever. Anytime you pull up, anytime you put me on your TV, you need to have a notebook by. You need to have a pen. You need to have a whiteboard. See, I got my whiteboard, aka my mirror. I got a marker. I got a couple of books that I want to get into. So we don't start with The Magic. This is by Rhonda Bryan. And I want to start with this in no particular order. We're just gonna vibe. Y'all we gonna see. So the first book I want to get into, I already talked about journals. These are very significant. In the bottom dollar, it's just getting your thoughts off. Just getting it out. Getting it on paper. The paper might come out like mine, for example. My paper, I love books. I love the way notebook pages sound. I love used books. I like hardcover books. I like Moleskine notebooks. I like all things. Like, you know what I mean? And I've lived my life. I've constructed my entire reality. My entire subconscious has been constructed by journals. And if you hip to the movie Inception, you can kind of follow like what I'm saying, which is a Christopher Nolan movie. But ultimately, journals have been detrimental, life changing, life saving, life altering. I have I've gotten a lot out of life and a lot out by tapping into my divinity, aka getting my thoughts down on paper. So that's that. But next, the first book, um, second book. The magic coincides with the book The Secret. It's a movie called The Secret. It's on Prime. Shout out to Amazon Prime. The movie really is about the law of attraction. Universal law. Like you have the law of thermodynamics, you got the law of gravity, you got the law of attraction, which is manifestation, which in this book basically covers what the secret is, the undertone. This book is really top tier. It's kind of what at a baseline what the secret is about. And the secret is the law of manifestation. It's the law of attraction, but it is the key to manifestation. You have to attract to you whatever it is you're trying to manifest. You have to visualize whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. And you have to visualize so that you can manifest, but you have to attract it to you. This book is about the power of gratitude. 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 I am so grateful for. I am so thankful for. I am so happy now that. These are all what can be categorized as affirmations. Affirmative words 100 times more powerful than a negative one. And I learned that in this book. And then this book is really cool because it has different days, 28 days of things that 28 days of gratitude is what I would call it. And it's called the magic because the key to anything and everything is gratitude. I know it ain't the easiest to necessarily focus on, being grateful. Or you just are not tapped into your divine mind, your divinity. You're not tapped into like source energy. You're just not tapped in. A lot of people are not tapped in because they do not understand how the magic works. It's about finding ways to identify what you are thankful for right now. Give me 5 things that you're thankful for. Give me 2 things. 2 things. Cue the Jeopardy theme music. You got it. So it shouldn't have took you long. If you can learn to be grateful for a few things, we're the Bible thumpers. Cause I ain't planning to go here. Okay. People talk about creating an aesthetic. I don't believe in an aesthetic. I believe that I am the vibe. What do you say? POV kilos inside my back. Take Amtrak, bounce out, and she flies back. My cut neck has pump. Details tied back. I just hit. Dang. They content create. I despise that. I create content and they tries that. I create content. I am the vibe. People pull up to see me. They come in to see me, Otis. So for me, it ain't no aesthetic. It's not nothing that I ain't trying to compete with nobody. And I understand all of that to say, I don't find my avenue. I'm figuring out how to, I'm figuring out what it is that I'm trying to say. And I said this in episode 10. And shout out to Clips for the for everything. And shout out to them for that concert. That concert. Side quest. Oh my, I done found a sweet spot. I done found a joyfulness. I done found a source of some I done found something. I done found something. And I really am joking. I crack jokes, but one of the things I was saying was I'm finding what works. I'm finding that this is making me vibe out. I feel like you should show up however it is that you show up. And for me, it's jokes. It's dark humor. I might be a little cynical, might be a little pessimistic, I might be a little optimistic. But I feel like you should show up as yourself. And I feel like this is giving me it's so that's why y'all get what you get. And a point at which everybody gotta really tap in. Like be aware of what you have so that you can appreciate it, so you can have it, so you can sustain it, so that if you are faithful over the few, you will be made ruler over many. If you are faithful over a few things, God will make you ruler over many things. So that's what magic is. That's how you cultivate magic. That's how you become magical. That's how you cultivate and curate. That's where inspiration and that's just it's a connection. You have such a greater connection to life. You can learn to live and be in love and bask in what you have. And I know that to be true. And I'm finna get excited because I literally am just thinking about 2016. And I kept seeing y'all drop pictures looking like y'all was listening to Paramore and Blink 182, which I was too. It sound like it just sounds very much it was looking like I don't know why everybody going back, but it clicked in my head. Oh, 2016 was a very good year. So I went back through the crates and I really discovered I'm living in everything. I'm living in this stuff that I forgot. I'm living in stuff that I forgot that I even thought about. It is your power. It's your superpower. It's your everything. So tap into manifestation, tap into visualization, but tap into gratitude. I am so grateful for. So what are the main things? The plan originally, one of the things I wanted to talk about was well, it's a variety of things I'll be wanting to get into. I already told y'all how I felt as far as showing up and manifestation and the law of attraction and all that's cool, all that's great. But I think that I think it's a real problem right now because people are not understanding what it is to take rest. I hope you caught that. Not sleep, not slumber. I mean, like, I say take rest because that's something that I heard a pastor say. It's not meant for you to stress. It's not meant for you to worry. It's not meant for you to stay up all night wondering, lacking sleep, losing your brain cells, scrambling your brain, trying to figure everything out. Command yourself to, I would say, surrender, relinquishing your grip. You have so like it be people be so tight gripped to or on what it is that just own. People are lacking sleep to rest your brain, to rest your thoughts. And when I talk about taking rest, it is you commanding your body and your brain. If they get your head, the body is gonna follow. And a lot of people cannot rest because they physically are moving about. I feel like people have to get to a point where it's like you have to force yourself to come to a halt. You got to force yourself to let things go. You got to force yourself to accept. I think an issue right now is that people are experiencing what I believe people say we in a mental health crisis. Let me make sure I right. People are saying we are in a mental health crisis. I am so glad we came to this current juncture. Listen, I don't believe that there is a mental. I ain't gonna say I don't believe it's not a mental health crisis. I ain't gonna say that, but I am saying sometimes it ain't a mental health crisis. Sometimes it's not. Man, how do I say this? I don't know if I'm gonna clip this or not, and that's part of what I mean. I just at this point, hmm. But how do I say what I'm trying to say? Hmm. Sometimes it ain't necessarily a crisis. I'm not saying that we not experiencing turbulent times. The Gandhi of mental health. I'm not saying that. Okay. I think I was talking about burnout, a huge result. And it's a lot of what people are experiencing because they don't know how to rest. Sometimes resting is literally like it's resting your brain, it's resting your action. I think to rest in general, it's kind of it take practice. It's a certain level of acceptance that gotta come with that. People not able to rest because they so busy trying to control every situation. Maybe trying to control a narrative, maybe trying to control, just trying to control. You just like octopus, you got 8 arms trying to just grab everything. It's a matter of people really, man, like slow it down. You can't control everything and you gotta sleep. You gotta stop. You cannot obsess over everything. You can't be everywhere. You can't do everything. You don't owe nobody everything. Jamie Foxx told Castanet that. The only thing that you really supposed to do, life is all about managing the time that you have while you alive. Write that down. It's just something that's not happening. And it's funny because we get in this tailspin. People not resting because they trying to do more and more is not getting done. And then you got all the things that's thrown into the pot in terms of trying to be successful. I'm to the brim. I'm to the literal maximum. Because I like to be tapped into the highest of a frequency, however high I can get. But I really don't care to hear no more people try to talk about stuff they don't know, try to tell people how to live their life at 25. Like people that's 45 listening to people that's 27. You know, this age stuff is all out of whack. I'm not gonna pivot as much as I want to. But you gotta learn how to chill out. You gotta learn how to stop, rest your brain. Rest your brain. Rest your brain. Rest your mind. Rest your questions. Stop trying to figure it out all today. Stop trying to do everything. Stop trying to be there for everybody. A lot of y'all running on fumes. Running on fumes, not resting, not accepting because you so busy trying to cater and bend and flex and stretch. You playing Twister trying to cater to everybody's you playing Twister mentally trying to cater to what everybody need and you spiraling out. And I ain't gonna say crashing out because I didn't crash before and it's not crashing out. I want y'all to kill that too. Don't go into 2026 talking about some y'all crashing out. Y'all piss me off with that all the time. Cause you ain't crashing. You need to pivot and change your mind. You need to express some gratitude. See how I'm tying this all in? It's not a crash out. It's not a crisis. It's a choice. And I ain't saying we ain't going through a mental health crisis. We are. But a lot of y'all are just choosing. You choosing. You making poor choices. Like recalibration. Something gotta click on and you just understand like I just think it's important to slow down. I feel like we all experiencing some level of burnout. Some level of burnout. Not even some level. It is the highest extreme. It is I don't think it's I know we've been through a lot of stuff. This is a different type of burnout. This is a different type. Because we had Rodney King. We had we had, you know, a lot of the stuff that we had, but like dang, everything is really on TV. Like you can see everything. And I don't know. I feel like we tapped into negative frequencies. We tapped into negative conversations. We tapped into people's business just so much. It's just so much of it. I understand. I treat it like a job. Some people treat it like a hobby. Some people treat it like a joke. Some people are trolls. But until people learn how to really find balance, a lot of burnout comes from overextending and overexpending your energy on the wrong stuff. I could tell y'all and be honest. I'm really trying to calculate in my head why I have to calculate so many numbers as to my screen time. Usually, y'all know it's an app. It's YouTube. It's something that's taking up space, energetic space, mental space. It's just taking up space. So for me, I think recalibration, but burnout, which, like I said, is a result of not knowing when to just, man, I think y'all understand what I'm saying. Rest. Oh, Jesus, my book is falling apart. It's funny. I said I like used books. I do, and I got this book from a really cool local bookstore. But I want the best for everybody. I think that if people don't learn to decensor the things that are non-essential, that's going to be another problem. Because this is not the time, not the season, not the time, not the place. This is not the day and age where we need to continuously make everything, put everything, you put everything but you and your health and you like you in the center, in the forefront. We got to decenter the stuff that is taken away from our peace. We have to decenter the things that are taken away from our sleep. We got to decenter. We have to decenter the things, set them things to the side. You got to just stop focusing on certain stuff, because when you are when you got stuff at the center of your attention, you got stuff at the forefront of your mind. It's all you think about. It's all you talk about. It's all you think about. It's all that it's gonna consume you. And the more you really do decensor things, or you know what I'm saying, you organize your thoughts. Don't It's decensor means basically not to focus so intently on what it is you don't want, who it is you don't want, what it is that's not working, all that. You got to learn what it is that you focus on, what it is you want. Focus on the things that are above. And I think when people do that, life gonna get smoother. It's really quite simple. Focus on you. You'll be happier. What's making you happy? It should be pretty easy for you to answer that, but I'm gonna give you in parentheses or like semicolon. If it's not that easy for you to know what makes you happy, therein lies my very point. You are really you decensoring yourself. Decensoring. You got everything else at the forefront of your mind, of your attention. You're just, it's like I said before, be all in your head, and being in your head is like trying to learn the Tamiya hustle. It's a two-step, it's a mental two-step, and it's a hustle that you never gonna be able to master. So that's how I feel about that. I want y'all to start really figure out what it is that's draining you, because burnout is really just, I think it's repetitive, misplaced, mismanaged energy. Potential energy could be, it's just figure out what it is that's taken away from your peace. Figuring out what it is that is taken away from your rest, from your joy, from your ability to really be grateful. And that's how I feel about that. I think the more people really embrace what they got, who they got, what they love about who they love, what it is that they happy about, what it is that brings them joy, what it is that, man, you listen. If I don't think it should take long. You should be able to pull a piece. You should be able to pull out a piece of paper right now and tell me 5 things that happened to you that you're grateful for in the last hour, or that you should be able to literally give me a list of 10 things, sheet of paper. I am so grateful for. Not I am so grateful when. I am so grateful for now. That should be quick math. You should be able to do that. And with that being said, if you can't do that, if you're struggling to do that, that's cool. You ain't the only one, because you ain't the person. You ain't by yourself listening to me on your Roku TV. Somebody else got a hibachi TV. Somebody else got a box TV. It's a lot of people that's needing to hear the same thing. And that's all I'm trying to do is really just encourage people to get the wheels of your mind turning in another direction so you cannot go into another year, another season the same way. Please don't think that you're going to be, please don't think that you're going to lack gratitude and think God going to bless you, because why would he? Why would somebody give you a new pair? Why would I give you a new pair of Cardis if you broke? Funny, I ain't gonna get into that. Why would I give you a new pair of glasses? Why would I give you a new pair of shoes if you gonna throw the ones I gave you away or act like you ain't even like them, or they gonna end up in a corner somewhere in a closet? The problem be a lack of gratitude. Because if you can't give me 10 things right now that you're grateful for, that's a you problem. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up with that. I hope. Well, my bad. Scratch that. Picka picka. I know you got something out of this episode, and I'm gonna say this as well. Patreon on the way. And by the time this drop, it might be at the bottom of the screen, up top. But Patreon soon. I will have that set up. I have a lot of things that I'm in the process of doing, creating, trying to get together. But that's between me and God. I'm grateful that y'all are here. Thank y'all for tuning in. This has been episode 12. Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm grateful, appreciative, love y'all the most. Cue the Jeopardy theme music.